So hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is a pretty special day. I'm actually going to a particularly special kind of car show. It's by invitation only, as like the last one I showed you guys. But yeah, there's supposed to be some really interesting cars. The only reason I'm getting up so ungodly early. But yeah, we're gonna go check this thing out. And of course, I'm in the mighty Fiero, right? So yeah, we're gonna head there. We're gonna have a nice drive in the Fiero, might as well, right? On the way there, and yeah, let's see what we find. All right, I'll see you guys there. When I finally got there, I noticed that people had already started to arrive and that it was going to be a very cloudy morning. Starting off, we had this 1950 Chevy Styline Special, which was really, really cool. This thing had a really nice sort of like a gray-white color. It was really cool. I like the restoration on it. It's really nice. There was this 66 Bronco that was really cool, two-tone, white with like a dark blue. I thought it was really nice looking, very good restoration as well. Here we have a really nice example of a 1965 Chevy Corvette Stingray. Really cool car. My favorite's got to be the 63 split window, but of course it is. But either way, this thing was really, really nice. It had a really nice paint job. And I mean, the lines on this are just undeniable. Right next to it was a really nice 1969 Pontiac GTO Judge. Interesting car. The story behind this thing is probably more interesting than the car. It was meant to be a competitor to the Plymouth Roadrunner at the time, which was a budget-minded muscle car. And the development of this got so out of control that eventually it was just way too optioned to be budget-minded. So by the time they were done with it, it was actually more expensive than anything they had in the lot. But still, really cool, really iconic. And yeah, this color is really nice. I like it. It's kind of like an olive green. It was really, really cool. Driving in is an early Studebaker Hawk. Take a listen. No, that's fine. That's fine. After that, we have this 50s Porsche 356, I believe, convertible. Really nice car, really cool car. One of the early ones that showed up to the show. I really love the cat's eye taillights on these things. I always thought they were pretty cool. Here we have a late model 370Z. Shout out to my friend, Mr. H at Car Nonsense. You want to check out his channel. He's got one of those things, friend of the channel. Really cool people. And I love these cars. I think they're really, really cool. And unfortunately underrated. But yeah, there was one here, so that was cool. And here we have a 1957 Buick Century that sounded really, really cool. Let's listen to this thing.
To your left. Back it up. Back it up straight. Back, back, back. All the way straight. All the way straight. Back it up. Back it up. Straight. You're fine. You're fine. You're okay. Right
Here we have another 50s Porsche, this time a Speedster. Really cool car. Seen this car in different shows before, and sometimes it shows up with even a cowl cover that goes over the convertible top. But yeah, really awesome car. Love the color. Really cool. And it also has those cat's eyes tail lights that I really like. Now here we have something really special. This thing's called the HHRs Brooklyn's Special 32. It was featured by Speed Hunters, and man, this thing was really cool. It had a flathead V8 with twin spark plugs per cylinder, which is unique. It had venting on the hood that looked really cool. Very Art Deco styling all throughout. It had these side exhausts, which were like very NASCAR, and like a paneling in the back looked like wood. And above all else, the weirdness continues because it was right-hand drive, which is just strange for something like this. But yeah, really, really cool. And speaking of unique and different, here we have a mid-70s Ferrari GT4, which is really, really cool. It's a four-seater car with a mid-engine V8, which is, you know, different in its own right, but I love the styling, obviously by Gilberto Giugiaro. If you don't know who that is, he's the same guy who did the DeLorean and wedge-shaped cars like this from the mid-70s to the 80s. Really, really cool car, and it sounded great coming in. This thing was cool, and also the owner says he drives it a lot. So yeah, really appreciate this. Like I said, the overall shape of this is really, really nice. I love this styling. It's just, I'm a huge fan. And that V8 looks pretty impressive, even though it probably only has about 200 horsepower, but it sounded mean. So that's cool. Here we have my friend's 911 Porsche Targa Top, which is really, really cool. It's been modified here and there for the track use, and I thought it was really nice. Right next to it was this really cool all black Ford Pantera, which is really nice. Early 70s one. And man, this thing had some customizations on it, but it was really, really cool. I've always been a huge fan of these cars. That wedge shape once again, and the fact that that big old V8's back there is pretty darn impressive. I always like with these things, they remind me of Countach's, you know, before there was a Countach. So yeah, really awesome car. Right next to the Pantera was this really cool Shelby GT350 Mustang, 1965, I believe. And I thought it was really cool. I love these cars. I love the shape of these things. Obviously, I have a 65 Plymouth Barracuda, which was sort of the competition to this. But yeah, still, really awesome car. And of course, the Cobra logo. And here we have one of my favorite modern Ferraris, the 550 Marinello. I always thought these things were really, really cool. They have a really nice shape to them. Reminds me of the old school Ferrari GTO sort of, you know, front V12 rear drive cars. And I really like the color of this thing. It has this dark green, which is really, really nice. It looked really good when the sun finally came out. And it had this really interesting quirk where I had never noticed it before, but apparently it has an air intake for the brakes on one side, and that same paneling or similar paneling has a fuel door on the other side. So interesting. Still, I think these things are very beautiful, especially in this green color. But yeah, those are just my thoughts. Of course, you'll all remember my dad's Plymouth Satellite. That made an appearance at the show. That was really cool, and I thought it was fitting for it to park right next to the Ferrari. Because, you know, why not? After a little while, a few more cars showed up, like this 41 Ford Coupe Deluxe, which was really, really cool. It was like kind of a rat rod, hot rod thing, and I thought it was awesome. It's my friend's car, and yeah, I think this is a pretty cool project. What do you guys think? Like I said, after a little while, a few more cars showed up. Like this Alfa Romeo GTV, this 360 Challenge Stradale, here we have another Porsche 911. This one's a Carrera. In front of that was this really cool DeLorean, which is honestly one of my favorite cars, because of course it is. And in front of that was this really special Bill Strope Baja Bronco, which is really cool. This was meant to commemorate the victories that Ford had on the Baja 1000 race. So yeah, this thing was really, really cool. And in front of that, we had an early Mercedes-Benz 300 convertible, which I thought was really, really cool. I love the color on this thing. It's really nice, very luxurious. And yeah, I mean, just look at this thing. Here we have a 409 powered 32 Ford, which was really, really cool. This thing was so loud driving in. And of course, a Shelby replica, because why not? Alright guys, I think I'll end the video here. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know in the comments below which vehicle was your favorite. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.